That's our
official go live sound.
Oh boy.
Hello, internet. I have usurped the giant box, and therefore I am now overlord.
You've got the biggest box, and you're literally on top. So it's all coming up, Josh, today.
Finally, some recognition. That's all I'm saying. You know,
that's all anybody wants.
In that little box down there or whatever for so long, but there's just so much more room in this one. You know, I can really spread out. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. So how is everyone? I don't know if we want to do a few minutes of generic filler talk while we wait for people to flood in. If you're watching at home, go find a friend, just one person, and tell them to tune in. You don't have to make it a pyramid scheme and make it like multiple people. We don't play like that. Just one person. One person.
We'd accept dogs too. Dogs or cats.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Use the computer. Why not? Right?
Even if they can't, I just like knowing that they're thinking about me, you know?
Yeah, they can see modern screens, and then, it's amazing. It's not like the old CRT days where all they saw was a flashing box.
We're living in the future. Take advantage of it, people. That's all we're saying.
Yeah. So I don't want to dive in. I don't want to dive into this right now, but I desperately want to dive into what the fuck you're talking about at some point. Because animals watching TV is near and dear to my heart.
I have a cat that loves nature documentaries. I'll put it that way. Loves nature documentaries.
Yep. One of my cats really likes old N64 game, like retrospectives. I don't know what it is.
My dog likes sulking in the basement by himself. I have like the moodiest dog.
You got to get him Netflix.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have you tried showing him Heroes Die Show? I think that's what he's missing.
Right. Yeah, that's the key. I'll just put it on repeat in the basement and get to go.
There you go.
Brand new dog.
Yep. Roll him up his own paladin character, because we all know that all dogs are the goodest boys. So paladin is the only one that fits.
I think he'd be a vengeance paladin again, because he is deeply emo.
Wow.
And he's got a desperate grudge against the neighborhood fox. So
okay.
Fits.
Most dogs are oath of fetching, but okay.
I love that.
Not one has been an oath breaker, though. Loyal animals.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All right. Did you find your friend? Are they watching? All right, then I think we're ready to keep going. Everybody ready?
I've been ready.
So
yeah, stay ready.
Well, hello, people out there and people out there's friend. My name is Josh, and I will be the game master today as we jump into another mini series in the Heroes Die world, taking place in the same universe as our Best Left Buried and our By Any Means series. And I am joined by two fantastic players. I'm not sure the order that they should introduce themselves in, so I'm just going to say, Jason, why don't you go first? Tell us who you are, who you'll be playing, and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Hey, folks, I'm Jason. You usually find me as the game master for Heroes Die Show, but for the next couple weeks, you're going to see me as Tobin Underborough, the halfling arcane trickster, the halfling smuggler with more than one trick up his sleeve. And if you're watching this, we'd love to see more of you. Check us out maybe on social media. Maybe take a look at Discord. We're going to put links to those things in the chat. It's pretty cool. You know, you can talk about stuff. I can tell you what a surreal experience is to go from being the, omnipotent overlord to being, one of the plebs who plays a character. And,
plebs. Wow.
I've been watching Rome lately, so.
All right. Okay, that's fair.
All right, let me hand you over to Andrew while I drink from my awesome Heroes Die mug.
Oh my God! Sponsored by their own selves. So, hi everybody. I'm Andrew, also known online as Solston, and today I'm going to be playing the Dragonborn fighter named Merrick. The spelling is weird. It's Mjolnir, but for those non-Dragonborn folk, it's just Merrick. Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. That's about all I got to say. I play a block game. It's not the block game you're thinking of, but it's a block game.
Yeah, maybe even a better block game. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm biased, but yeah.
And if that voice sounds familiar, which it probably doesn't because Andrew is a master of a million voices, but he is also the voice of our intro video that you've heard oh so many times. And yes, good friend of the show, was in our
Perhaps
by
a
any
bit
means.
more recognizable like this.
There it is. There it is. So yes, thank you both for joining me. I also want to thank you and your friend who's watching for tuning in. You can catch us right here every Saturday from 8:30 to 11:30 Central Time, streaming D&D. And like I said, for the next, I think, 3 weeks, counting today, we're going to be doing this mini series, Chains of Tyranny.
If we live long enough.
Yeah, right. It might be over really quick, and then we're scrounging for content. But I have a feeling we'll get some stories out of this either way, right? Also, want to give a big thank you and shout out to Tabletop Audio. If you are interested in making your games more three-dimensional, giving that depth, giving that tone and overview, that feel of your game, I highly recommend Tabletop Audio. It's free. There's so many good selections. We use it. We love it. I can't picture the game without it. In fact, I made Jason, even though I put him in the small box, I made sure he was still running our Tabletop Audio for us because it's just not a game without it at this point. So big shout out to them. And I think that's all our thank yous. Man, the pressure in the big box.
Yeah. See, everyone thinks they know what's up when they're in the little boxes.
Heavy as the head that wears the crown. I feel it.
Are you prepared for the challenge?
All right. Do we have an intro video to cut to? Is that?
Fuck yeah, we do.
Yeah, let's hear it. We're gonna give you a chance to see just how good Andrew is. So we're gonna cut to that, and then we're gonna start into our story here.
Ah, old friend, you're here again. So glad you could stop by. Come, sit a while and let's begin. The tale of heroes die. In distant lands are stories made with villains most despised. A tale of magic, strength, and blade, of camaraderie and lies. It's one I know quite well, you see. Perhaps you'll find out why. The legends and the histories remember. Heroes die.
Day.
Don't dare imply I'm sandbagging. I will get in trouble. Folks, hello. Oh, sorry, my back to live noise. Josh,
Ooh.
We're live again.
That's my cue. All right. So like I said, this story is going to take place in our Best Left Buried universe and have some crossover with our By Any Means series. So if you're joining us for the first time, this is a great time to check out what we're all about. But I'm going to fill you in with a little bit of our backstory here. So our story is going to take place in the city of Eurosa. And if you're a Best Left Buried fan, that's episodes like I think 8 through 10-ish brought us to the city of Eurosa. It was divided amongst two crime syndicates that ran hotel, casino, brothel combinations. The first one was run by a man named Fauchin, and he ran the House of Luxury and Leisure, colloquially known as The Hole. He was a rather sloppy man in appearance and demeanor, but ruthless, cunning, and everything you want from a crime boss. And his arch rival was a woman named Danelle, who ran an opposing business / crime syndicate headquartered at the Manoir. And they have been competing for control of the city for quite some time and decided that the town wasn't big enough for the two of them. Each selected a champion who was going to participate in a fight, and the understanding was that whoever's champion prevailed, their support, their victory would lead their patron to control the city. Due to some light interactions, or decisions made by our Best Left Buried party, Danelle was the victor. And to no one's surprise, it didn't just end the feud then and there. And the city has been plagued with riots and chaos, general dissent, all throughout the streets. And this was a city that was run by crime lords, right? They're fighting in the streets is nothing new, but this has escalated to the next level. It also takes place not too far north from where we saw in our By Any Means series, where a group of dwarven adventurers may have unwittingly and certainly unintentionally unleashed some awful undead necrotic horrors, complete with dragon and man covered in chains that unleashes unspeakable evil to the world. So that's happening not too far from where we're at. Not that I bring it up for any reason in particular, but just setting the context, making sure everybody's on the same page and picturing the same thing. So for our story today, we're going to have our players are a party who has recently returned from an expedition sponsored by Danelle. They've gotten back into the city just as the riots were really picking up. They have laid low in a safe house before they returned to Danelle with the artifact that she requested. And in the meantime, while the riots were being quelled by the Crown's Guard, martial law has been declared in the city. And the Crown has a high presence patrolling checkpoints in and out of the city. And this is something that doesn't sit well with your party of outlaws who really likes the freedom to come and go as they please. So you are in your hideout. Things seem calm for the most part, as calm as it could be. Just because the Crown is present doesn't mean that there's no fights breaking out, but the city's not actively on fire anymore, and that's good. And so you are planning to meet with Danelle at the manoir to figure out what's going on here and what do we do next, essentially. Does that all make sense for setting the tone and setting the scene?
Yeah.
All right. And if you want it in a more Shakespearean way, I think the bard said it best when he said, two brothels, both alike in dignity, in fair Eurosa where we lay our scene. From ancient tomb break to new mutiny, where uncivil blood makes civil hands unclean. I mean, this was a Romeo and Juliet story, let's be honest. So, like, we had to include some Shakespeare, right?
I love it. Yeah. It's weird being a player again because I can't give other people inspiration. I'm just like, what do I even do?
I will always take inspiration. Let me be clear.
I don't think you want to give him inspiration.
What do I even do here?
That's for the bad guys.
All right, so we can begin play with you leaving your hideout and approaching the manoir, which is right across the street from the hole, or where the hole formerly was. In the riots, it seems that it was badly burned and mostly destroyed. Not quite rubble, but a husk of the former glory that it once was.
Did you say it has a hole in it?
There's a hole in the hole is exactly the problem here with the hole, is that it has a hole. Like the hole doesn't have a hole, but there's a hole in the hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole hole. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole hole has a hole, but not. Yeah. You got it.
There's some holes in your story here. Is what I'm feeling.
Yeah. The city. Yeah,
there's a hole in a few of the stories of that building.
Yeah, exactly. See, All right, I'm glad we're all on the same page, and my description is getting out there.
Yeah,
'Cause,
the whole
it's
thing
about the
makes
whole.
sense.
I'm not going to continue contributing to this.
You done with the whole thing?
Yeah, I think put up with the whole thing to rest.
All right.
As you approach, you can see some Crown's guards doing their patrols that you've become accustomed to in the next couple days, the last few days that you've been back into Eurosa. But even more menacing is the presence right outside the manoir itself, where at least half a dozen guards stand visible in front of the door, not to say who else might be lurking in the shadows. But as they see you approach, you're recognized. This isn't your first time interacting with Danelle or with the manoir's staff, and they let you in. One of the things you notice is the manoir has never felt more quiet. Normally there's a hustle, bustle, people yelling, screaming, shouting, cursing. The sexy bank teller staff seem to be notably absent. Yeah, that's a callback. If you don't want to know more about our sexy bank tellers, I think it's episode 9. Check it out. But they're notably absent as a hush seems to just surround it. You hear each footstep as you walk through, something you've never heard inside the walls of the manoir before. You're escorted upstairs to where you know Danelle's office, her suite, is, and led through the double doors. The decor, as always, is impeccable and luxurious. Big portraits on the walls, chandelier, glass vases, all sorts of expensive items scattered about the office. Sitting behind a desk, you see Danelle. Normally she's clad in flowing dresses and looks to be the height of luxury, charm. She's wearing a chain shirt. You've never seen her wear body armor before. Her hair, normally so perfectly and impeccably just sculpted, has some wiry strands, just a few, sticking out from behind. Underneath her chain shirt, you can see that her undershirt has a few stains of wine, like red wine stained around the collar. Again, this is not the Danelle that you know, who's normally so polished. She sits behind the desk, her head in her hand, and the other one rubbing a smooth stone over and over, harder and harder, and she grips it until her knuckles begin to turn white. And suddenly she seems to notice you. Come in, she says, and beckons for you to come closer.
Yeah, we head into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty quiet out there today.
I don't know what's going on at this point. Where are my manners? It is so good to see you again, and I take it things went well with this Shady Creek run?
Better than here by the looks of it.
I could have certainly used your muscle when everything went down. I guess it's no surprise that Falchion wasn't willing to honor his end of the bargain, but here we are. The city has never been more divided, and it's up to us to unify it once again. Do you have the artifact? Let's handle old business before we get to new.
Tobin reaches into his pack and he pulls out this small wooden case, slides it over onto the desk.
She takes it, starts to pick it up, feels about the weight, and sets it down without looking inside. Thank you. Thank you all. As always, payment will be distributed upon your exit. The guards have been informed, but I have a bigger task. I guess it's no surprise that I'm in need of a little assistance at the moment. And considering that with the recent outposts, I don't think that you'll be able to exit the city, I imagine you have some free time on your hands and might be looking to be rewarded.
Now, depends what you need, but I owe you one, so comes down to it, I could probably make something happen. Marek?
I think we're all in that same boat.
Your loyalty is much appreciated. Well, I guess let's cut to business then. Falchion is still within the city. I know he is. He wouldn't have been able to escape once the outposts were out, and once the outposts were constructed, and intelligence tells me that he's hidden somewhere. I hired some initiate for Cerberus to take care of the hole, hoping to flush the rat out, but it didn't seem that he was home at the time. Unfortunately, I don't know where he is. But if we're ever to regain control of this city, we're going to need him dead. I want to post his head in the most brutal display that I can to show these rebels whose city that this is. If we're able to quell his forces, the Crown's Guard will grow bored. There's no reason for them to be here if I can unify the scofflaws amongst in my camp. And I believe that if we were able to show them that the reign of Falchion is definitively ended, that I'd be able to wrestle control of the city. After all, there's a war going on. I think the guards would be better spent fighting those bastards in the dynasty than they would patrolling around Erosa. And after all, this is my city. I earned it. She pauses. So what I simply need, is Falchion's head. I want to make sure the face is recognizable, and I want just his head. This is not a dead or alive mission. Be as ruthless as you need to be, but the face needs to be distinctive. It's the only way that this will work. There can be no question that Falchion has been disposed of. Unfortunately, as I said, no one knows exactly where he is. I do have a person who may have some intel that could help us find him. Unfortunately, they were recently picked up by the Crown's Guard, held in the stockades.
Right. How do we even know he's still inside the city?
Well, I can't be sure, but we have to check. I know Falchion. He's not one to give up. He's here somewhere, waiting for me to let my guard down, waiting for me to give the wrong answer to those Crown Guard bastards until they have my head on a pike, so he can rise up like the rat he is from the hole that he's found himself in. But we don't need to think about that. What I need is for you to find him. You can scour this city brick by brick, lifting over every rock if you need to. If you can find a way to get my spy out from incarceration, or at least be able to speak with him, that might provide some sort of guidance. But getting out of the gate at the moment to the stockades that I think they've set up at Haber Ranch just outside of town, turned it into a temporary prison of sorts while martial law is declared. If you can get out of town and into the stockades, perhaps you might be able to meet the person who has the intelligence. It's a little halfling woman. Goes by the name of... She thinks for a second. Tacky Toes. You guys come up with the most creative names, I have to say.
I reckon we do.
If you find Tack, I think that she might be able to assist you in finding Falchion, but you all know this city. Perhaps there are other ways that you can find this bastard. Bring me his head, and I promise you, each of you, a seat of power in my new reign over Erosa. This is not a job for mere gold. This is a job for power. You've graduated past mere trinkets, and she points to gestures towards all the luxurious decor that she has around her. Mere trinkets mean nothing once you've had the slightest taste of what it means to rule. And I'm offering you that in exchange for a simple assassination. I think my terms are fair, and I trust that you'll agree.
Sounds easy enough to me. What do you think?
Being real, Danelle, I think when this is all said and done, I'd like to hit the trail again. Maybe I could just get some gold and go on. Like I said, I owe you, and I don't forget it. I'll make sure that if Falcon is here, I bring him in, dead. When this is done, I'm putting Eurosa behind me.
Are you just gonna up and leave?
I am. I've been telling you that. I can't.
I thought you were gonna go somewhere close by. I didn't think you were just gonna set the whole city in your rear view and just leave.
I'm done with this life.
I guess
Well.
we'll see how this goes.
I can accommodate that request, no problem. But maybe stick around for just a week or so while I gather the necessary supplies for you and see if maybe the new lifestyle fits. If not, of course, you'll be free to leave. The guards will be gone shortly after I can claim Falcon's head and put an end to this unrest. You'll be free to leave after that, and I'll make sure that you are well supplied, well stocked with everything you need, but stick around just for old time's sake. A few days at most. Is that fair?
You have yourself a deal.
Wonderful. As I mentioned, the guard outside will give you payment for this, and she taps on the box that you provided. They'll make sure that you're paid well for this, and, well, I'll be here whenever you need me. A prisoner in the manoir. What has my life come to? She reaches and grabs a goblet and takes a big swig from it.
Now, you haven't by any chance gotten your hands on any of Falcon's people, have you?
No one that matters. We've rounded up some of the riffraff that associates with him, but unfortunately, no one that's been able to provide any real intel. The best we've got is that he's held up in what they're calling the other hole, and she almost rolls her eyes as loudly. You can hear the eye roll.
They're certainly not a creative bunch.
The inner workings of your type. And no offense meant by that. Some of my best friends are... You understand. But...
Some of your best friends are Dragonborn.
Well, no, but the creative, crude type, we'll say.
Blood painters.
Yes. And she chuckles and takes another swig from her goblet. Now, there's certainly going to be, as you've noticed, I'm sure, a number of the Crown's Guard crawling throughout the city. You'll need to have reasons for going where you're going. Particularly the market district seems mostly unperturbed, but anything close to the magistrate's manor is on heavy lockdown. And of course, the entrance and exits to the city have outposts that require some sort of paperwork to enter or leave. I'm routinely being questioned by these guards, no surprise considering my involvement with the city, so while you can come and go as you please into the manoir, I would recommend making sure the coast is clear before you walk in, particularly if you're carrying contraband like a severed head. Is that fair?
Makes sense.
There's one thing we know how to do. It's get things in and out without anybody knowing what we're carrying.
Especially severed heads.
I'm so glad you returned when you did. Well, a few days earlier might have been preferred, but better late than never.
Well, we got in just before the lockdown.
This is true. I suppose I should be thankful for any miracles I can have at this point. And you can see that she's taken her hand off the goblet and back to that stone that she's gripping again. Well, I shan't keep you much longer. If there's anything you need, you know how to reach me, and I look forward to putting this mess behind us and giving you the gratuity that you've earned.
All right. So we
You
head
guys
out. Yeah. Sorry,
Take
go
your
ahead.
leave, and
Sounds
as you
good.
walk out, as you open the door, she just nods her head towards one of the guards stationed outside. He pulls out a coin purse, hands it over. There's 1,500 gold in there.
Got it. Yeah, Tobin takes the purse and makes it disappear into one of his many pockets.
We can always sort that out when we have a moment.
All right. So, what are you thinking? As we, oh, sorry. Before we get started, I want to head over to the bar and see if we can get ourselves a drink while we discuss.
It's a good call. Yeah.
Absolutely, you can. And yes, there is a guard, one of, not Crown's guard, but one of Danelle's guards is behind the bar, and he just has a bottle there that he's just drinking out of himself. And you sit down. I suppose I'm playing bartender tonight. I don't really know how to mix anything, but I can pour stuff into a glass if you want something.
4 glasses in that bottle there.
Looks good choice. Pours it. Yeah, I was never told prices or nothing, so I think everything's on the house during this transitionary period. Just pardon the mess, I suppose. He takes another swig from his bottle.
Maybe a little privacy too there, partner.
Yeah, I mean, why not? He picks up his bottle and starts to walk away, stops, reaches his other hand up to grab another bottle, nods to himself, and then walks off with both of them.
All right, Mark, what you thinking?
Well, I think we have a few different choices, huh? Can I find this, what'd you say this person's name was? Tentpole or something?
Tack and Toes.
That's the one.
It's common sort of name out in the tillage.
Maybe out in the tillage, but not where I'm from. Well, either we find Tack or we find, one of Falchion's guys. Beat the location of this other hole out of them.
I'll figure out how to not laugh at that every time you say it.
Why would they have a place they call the Hole? Then they got the other hole. They know it's a brothel, right? I just
You got it.
that.
You got it.
All right. Shit, that's clever. All right. All right. Good names aside. The only other option I can think of is getting down in the sewers, because they're not very likely if he's gone into hiding. He's probably not above ground. If I was going in a hole, I'd go down.
You know, I've had a score settle with one of Falchion's people for a long time. You know Selena Nix? Sometimes they call her.
I do.
Sometimes they call her the Spider. She's a
That's ringing a bit more of a bell.
devious little. Well, I'll watch my language. But suffice to say, I'd love the chance to get hands on her. Maybe see if she can't tell us something. Maybe see if we can't put an end to her while the city's in a bit of chaos.
What does she look like?
She's well, tall, but all you folk are tall. She's
Yeah.
kind of tall, black hair, real pale. Don't have much color. One of those elves.
Oh, whatever they call them, the ones from the Shadowfell or something.
I don't know. Real. I don't know where she's from, but she's mighty unpleasant.
I can't see her being too hard to spot.
Yeah. But maybe in the interim, we try and get out to Habit Ranch.
Get past the city walls.
Now, sorry, just a quick question for the GM. We believe that in order to get out of the town proper, out of Eurosa proper, we're going to need some sort of pass that lets us, that says we're officially allowed out of the city.
Yes, so you've been in the city for a few days, even before you met with Danelle, and you've surmised from your time here that it seems that there are crude watchtowers that they've erected right near the city watch, and there are guards that patrol it, and you need some sort of writ from some military official with the crown. You present the paperwork and they let you come and go from the city, and anyone without that city is turned away. You also know that they are very quick to arrest people who are not compliant. So if you raise too much of a protest, it's very much a we're just going to lock you up and we'll figure out what to do with you later type situation. But it's not something you can ask nicely and just have them do. They're on guard.
Got it. So, listen, Merrick, I've been thinking.
Yeah.
We want to get out to that ranch. It'd be good to have some sort of pass saying we can travel. Frankly, I'd love some official-looking paperwork in case guards
That
stop
would be
us,
nice.
no matter what we're doing.
Well, they're using that as a prison, right?
That's what they say.
So if we get arrested, they'll just take us right in.
That's true, but I'd hate to lose all my stuff.
See, that's a great thing for me.
You don't need
You
it.
can't take these. I mean, they could, I guess. They could cut off my arms, but
Yep.
not likely.
Yep. Well, maybe we put that as plan B, maybe plan C. How's that sound?
Well, you want to do a little prison break?
Well,
Oh, we could even do it. Me breaking out from the inside and you breaking in from the outside. We meet in the middle, kill a few guards. Make a day of it.
you know I ain't big on killing folk, Merrick.
Knock them out.
Well, yeah.
Concussions can be pretty fun.
Yeah, listen, no, I don't think any head injuries are good head injuries. Yeah, I'm not a doctor, but
Just break their legs then, I guess. I mean, is that better?
I don't mean to criticize or I don't want to set your methods. You do your thing, I do my thing. We just keep our lanes where they're at.
I knew you weren't a fan of it that time I broke that guy's spine, but
It was a little rough to watch. You just split him like in half.
he can still use his arms.
It was just, some things are surprising is all I'm saying. But now
Like how
listen.
fragile the spine is, yeah.
Oh God, I get a crick every time I think about it. Ugh,
'Cause those half elves,
Ow.
they got hollow bones.
that is whew. All right, well, we're just gonna power through it. Is what we're gonna do, Merrick. We're gonna power through it. So
All right.
here's what I'm thinking. I knew a pretty good forger and a guy that might have lead on Falcon. We kind of do two birds, one stone. You remember Anna?
All right.
Little
Gonna be
gnome.
honest, I don't remember a lot of people.
He's kind of Weasley, but it's kind of Weasley. But I say we drop in on him, see if there's any line on making a pass, and once we're done with that, maybe see if he knows anything about the other hole.
Yeah. All right.
You get it now, right? It's pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of jokes we can make in
But
there.
it's a butt joke, right?
Right, that's it. Yeah.
Good.
Don't want to be too subtle about it, but
No. That's. Damn, that's clever.
yeah, no, I'm telling you. Falcon, you know, I'll tell you, he's disgusting as people go, but you know, he had his uses.
Damn, it's not every day someone can make wordplay like that and smell like farts.
Yeah, he did have kind of a reek to him, didn't he?
It's like he always shit his britches. Every
Made the
goddamn
whole-
day.
Made the whole hole smell. Yeah, anyway.
That was the
Um,
first whole butt, too.
no,
I gotta now think about these things. Let's go find
Yep.
this. Let's do the forging thing that you were talking about.
all right. All right. Well, cheers.
Just slams back his drink.
All right. So yeah, we want to head out to Anna the Forger's. So I think I should know this, but the Forger was at like an office, and he was like in the back. I forget
Yeah.
the type of office
Yeah.
it was.
I'm forgetting some of the details exactly of how
can
to
look
find
it up.
Anna, but yes, I know he was in a back office. But you all, being familiar with Anna, have no problem saying the passphrase or otherwise indicating to the front business that you're there to see the high quality experts here, and you're led through some sort of routine. It looks like maybe an accounting type office, and into the back room. And if it wasn't originally an accounting office, then the front business changes every once in a while to keep things more discreet and on their toes. So it's an accounting office now.
Nice.
And you're led through the back office, into the back office, and you see with his two guards that you've never seen him without. Enna the gnome, he has his glasses on with the front lens like clicked in, and he's looking at something piece of paper on his desk. And as you come in, he hears the door open. Yes, what can I do for you?
As we walk in, I exchange a significant glance with Merrick. The glance that I use every time we're in a tense situation and we want to be ready to put a hurting on somebody.
Merrick just nods,
Go,
like, lights up his pipe.
Anna, long time no see, you crafty son of a bitch.
Oh, Tobin, I didn't know it was you. Pleasure to see you again. Have a seat, have a seat.
I'll stand for now. I don't have a ton of time. We're kind of in the middle of things. Trying to get out of town something quick. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It's been my best seller recently, no surprise.
He like starts rustling all the papers that he has on his desk, and he's throwing some around. And
Well, I don't know if I have any made at the moment, but I could whip something up for you. If the price is right, of course.
How much you charging?
Well, it's 500 a pop, but I might be able to work in a bulk discount if the four of you are looking to get out together. Call it
Now-
1,000 for the four.
Is that sort of price you're gonna charge a friend, Anna?
Oh, that's the price I would charge my own mother at this point. I can hardly keep these things in stock with how fast they're flying off the shelves. I'm practically giving it away to you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna charge your mother that, but what about people you like?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, I won't even charge you the extra $100 for insulting me. He like looks over to his guard and then just like chuckles to himself. The guard remains stoic. These guys never get my jokes.
How quickly can you have something ready?
Oh, I imagine by the end of the day. If you come back at night, tonight, I should be able to have 4 of them ready for you.
Now, I know times have been a little rough around Eurosa. You
To say the least.
You mind sharing a little bit about what happened?
Well, there was that big brawl that was supposed to bring peace and unity to the city, and Eurosa can't be claimed by any one person. We've seen that before. Whenever it starts to get too rowdy, the Crown's Guard comes in and decides to take over until a new asshole decides to rise up to the top and compete with some other asshole, and, well, the cycle begins anew. So, nothing new, I suppose. Same old, another day in Eurosa.
Speaking of which, you hear anything about where Falton's at?
I imagine that SOB's got to be dead by now. If not, there's no way he's around here. He must have fled the first sign of trouble. Always the coward.
That's too bad to hear.
Roll me insight checks, both of you.
Ooh.
Oh
boy.
Yeah.
Oh, I have advantage on these because of one of my runes. Oh.
I got a 12.
I got a 17.
All right, you notice that this guy is full of shit.
Fled town, huh?
I imagine, must have.
That'd be a little difficult without one of your, forgy papers.
Well, you know that Fauchen has long been a patron of my arts.
So you sold one to him?
Well, not to him directly. I haven't seen the man in years, but I've been handing out so many of these passes, and I'm sure one of them must have landed in his hand by now, right?
That's
At the other hole, huh?
What was that?
Yeah, the other hole.
I can't say I'm can't say I'm familiar.
Can't. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I haven't seen the man in years. Why are you coming to me asking questions about other holes and
Yeah,
Fauchen?
time works a little weird for, you know him, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'd like to subtly and deftly pull one of my daggers, like drop it out of my sleeve and into my hand, in a way that people don't notice.
Yeah, roll a sleight of hand, please.
That's what I was looking for.
As he's doing that, just
It's a 23.
He spots you. No, I'm kidding. No, success.
place my meaty clawed hands just down on the table, just lean down at him.
You're not bullshitting me, are you?
I'm a businessman. I mean, I'm not here to trade in information. I trade in papers, and you guys wanted some papers.
smelling
We had
bullshit.
a business deal. I don't understand what all these questions. You expect me just to answer them? I don't know. I just put the ink on the page. That's all I do here, right? I mean, that's why you came to me.
It's one of the reasons.
You can tell the guards are stoic still, but they're standing up a little bit straighter than when you first walked in. Now, if there's something I can help you with, I'd be more than happy to assist you. You know me. That's why you came here, right? I do good business. Now, I can start preparing the paperwork for you, or we can sit here asking me questions all day and keeping me from trying to get you what it is that you want. You want out of the city, right? Everybody wants out of the city. That's why you come to Anna.
Listen, Anna. I know Merrick can be a little forceful, but he's direct. See, we just got ourselves back in town, and we find out that with all this nonsense going on, Danelle is dead broke. Says she can't pay us, can't keep us on the payroll. We see what's going on. We're trying to get out of town. Before we go, it'd be nice to be able to connect with somebody who's got a little coin. I'd like to leave with some money in our pockets. You know what I'm saying?
And like you said, one person can't rule the city. There's always going to be more than one. So there's no way Falchion left the city.
You can't give us nothing?
One of you roll me a persuasion with advantage.
Could I do deception?
Yes. Yep.
Nice. Do you want me to roll it, or I got?
If you may, if you'd like. Yeah, for sure.
I got +5.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. That's a nat fucking 20 right there. That's a 25 total.
Oh, okay. All right. Look, you've been good customers to me. We've had our back and forth, and look, I don't know where Falchion is. Let me be very clear about that. I don't know if anyone knows where Falchion is, but I have heard rumors, that he's somewhere in the graveyard. I don't know exactly how or where or what he's doing. All I know is that people have been reporting seeing some of Falchion's men coming and going. Now, it's no surprise that being right across from the Magistrate's Manor, that there's a lot of Crown's guards there. But somehow, and I'm not saying I provided any paperwork for it, but somehow people are able to kind of come and go, and the guards look the other way. That being said, graveyard ain't that big, and ain't nobody seen Falchion just sitting out there in the graveyard. So that's all I know. I swear to you, that's all I know. And you didn't hear it from me if you went out of this city. Remember that part.
I got a shovel if we want to pretend that we're working there.
So you'll have us them papers
Yes.
by
Come back
sundown?
tonight. Yes. Come back tonight when it's dark. I'll be here. I'm always here. You know that. And, yeah, I'll have your paperwork, and you'll have the gold. Safe to say.
Don't worry about that.
I'm always worried about the gold.
Don't be.
Well then, I'll put my mind at ease and bury myself in my work, as I often do. If you'll leave me be, I can get started on them right away. If you want to keep hounding me for information that I simply don't have, well, then it might take me a day or two to finish these paperworks while I'm sitting over here flapping my gums at you.
All right. So yeah, I think we head out.
Yeah.
And you notice as you go to leave, the guards relax that ever so slightly that they tensed up. And,
Yeah, I slide my dagger back up my sleeve.
Hey T, why do you think they call it the other hole if it's in a graveyard?
You know, sometimes something just ain't worth thinking about. You know what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't make sense.
Better off just leave that, Merrick.
Okay.
as you exit the now accounting office, you notice two Crown's Guard approach you. Citizen, state your business.
Well, see, now
Accounting.
we're just getting, we run a small local business, a theater, and we're just getting our taxes ready, officer. We like to make sure that we pay them on time and in full.
I
Roll
make
me a
horseshoes too.
Roll me deception, please.
Oh, yeah. That is a 9.
Oh, trying to pay your taxes, huh? Kind of like looks you up and down. Well, taxes aren't due for quite some time. Seems a little premature to be snooping around there. And
How the
Would you
hell are
mind-
we supposed to know when taxes are due?
well, that's your duty as small business owners. Couldn't have been at this long. Is that correct?
Just not very good at it.
Perhaps if you don't mind just coming with me, we can ask a few simple questions, complete the paperwork, and I can have you on your way.
2 guards?
2 guards. Streets are mostly empty at the moment, as seems to be the new norm in Neurosa. Not a lot of hustle and bustle as you're all used to, but mostly small groups moving from point A to point B, sometimes intercepted by guards.
Now, I'd be happy to come along, officer, but could we go just secure our wagon before we go? I left it in the alley over here, and I don't want thieves getting into it while we're gone. You're welcome to come with.
Yes, let us go secure the wagon, and then we'll be on our way.
Exchange significant glances with Merrick again.
Oh, he's on the same page. He knows what's up.
All right. Yeah, cool. So we head into the alley, and as we're going, I'm taking the first guard, and I'm just chatting them up a little bit. Now, listen, see, running a local theater, you gotta manage a lot of things. We got props, we got costume jewelry, we got paint, we got our sets. You know, we don't want to see this stuff go to waste. You know what I'm saying? You go to the theater, you a theater guy.
Can't say I'm much of a patron of the arts myself.
As we're going, I want to do that same trick I did before, where I just slide a dagger into my hand.
Give me another sleight of hand, please.
Oh yeah.
The guard that's closer to me, what kind of weapon does he have? And is it sheathed or out?
It is currently sheathed, but it's a great sword.
Okay.
And that's a 27.
Yeah, no problem. It's in position.
All right, great.
Would we have? We've been working together a long time. Would we have a little signal of, jump him?
Yeah.
Well, so what I'd like is I've got my owl familiar, Hootie. Got my owl familiar, who you would know, Merrick.
Yeah.
But he's not with me at the time. He's in the alley, and he comes swooping down towards the guard, and hoo hoo, like loud hooting. And as he does it, I want to jump this son of a bitch, and I want to whack him with the pommel of my dagger.
All right, let's roll some initiative. Let's
hell yeah.
and let's cue some music while you're doing that.
Oh yeah, all right, all right. Little fight music. Dun, 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 dun.
Not a great initiative roll.
That's a 16 for Tobin.
That's a 9 for Merrick.
Tobin. I think Tobin. We're going Tobin, not Tobin.
Tobin? Okay.
Tobin it is.
Tobin sounds more halfling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tobin? That could be anybody.
That's just a human.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and I don't know that we've introduced them formally, but we also
I don't think we have.
No.
Yeah, we also have 2 other members of the party we're using the retainer rules from MCDM's new Flea Mortal books. Highly recommend it. Super good. So yes, the party is actually, we've only been describing the 2 main characters, but each of them, the party is collectively 4. And if you wouldn't mind just giving us brief introductions to each of your retainers, and they'll take their turns directly before or after you, your choice on your initiative count.
Do you mind if we just do full introductions and talk about all our characters?
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
I don't think we
let's-
did
yeah.
any of them really, apart from just like, this is our
it-
name when we were introducing ourselves. Yeah.
But now's
Wonderful,
the
yes.
moment
Yes.
as Tobin's owl Hootie, the albino owl, comes flying in. He's wearing a little bow tie. Because it would be stupid not to wear a bow tie. He's wearing a little bow tie. He comes flying in. Tobin scrambles up, grabs the guy by his belt, jumps up. He's a little guy. He's about 3 feet tall, right? 3 feet tall. He's wearing very fancy boots, right? Like very polished, nice looking boots. He's also got this cloak, right? It is Merrick, you've seen this cloak on him a long time, right? He is a sneaky dude in general, as a little halfling. But with this cloak, man, he is darkness itself. Like, you can't see him. He doesn't ever tell you where he got it, but he's had it as long as you've known him. And that's his thing. Tobin is a guy, you see him, he carries daggers, he carries a little sword at his hip, right? Stays ready for action. Wears some nice leather armor, always in travel clothes, ready to go. He's got brown hair, brown eyes, kind of tan skin, a little bit of wrinkling in there. You know, he's spent a lot of his life on the road. But as he climbs up over this guard, you know, these are hands that have seen some action.
Nice.
You want to do Merrick and then I'll do Kyra?
Sounds good. So Merrick stands a pretty imposing, like 6'6", red dragonborn, just these bright red scales. Usually has this big toothy grin, horns that curl up the top of his head. One of them's kind of broken off. He's got just this pretty simple breastplate. It's just kind of this like darkened, almost like brownish gray metal with just a bit of a fur collar, just because it makes him look fancier. He's got a pipe that he smokes when he's needing to feel a little bit more intimidating. But other than that, no visible weapons on him. He's got these intricate tattoos just along the scales of his forearms. How he managed to tattoo scaled skin, who knows? But his sleeves are always just rolled up, and looks like he's got some pretty calloused knuckles.
Nice. And we've got, along with Tobin and Myrick, we also have a sorceress. Goes by the name of Kyra the Unburnt. Kyra's name is somewhat ironic, as she has burn scars all over the place, right? She's got burns on her face. She's got patches of hair that won't grow because she has burns on her scalp, arms, all that stuff. So Kyra wears just at one point white, but now pretty stained. So lots of different colors on there. Just a long tunic and a belt. That's all she wears. Doesn't even wear shoes. Kind of a strange character. And Kyra's a human woman, but her head's in the clouds, man. Kyra's not someone that always is fully landed in this world. But when it comes time to burn people, Kyra's your girl. She'll handle that every day of the week.
And along with Merrick, we've got Gordon. He might be human, he might be dwarf. If you ask him, he'll tell you to mind your own business. He looks like Ron Swanson, he acts like Ron Swanson. He's a druid, so it's Ron Swanson, but in a shabby cloak, just some tattered, scrap linen clothes that he just maybe stole off a guy. Maybe he sewed it himself, who knows. He does like woodworking. And he distrusts any form of government.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, we do have Tobin. You are at the top of the initiative. So
is there any chance we surprise the guards?
Yep, they are absolutely surprised.
Woo. Yeah. So Tobin. Come on, Josh.
I know. I can't get it straight.
He goes crawling up this guy like with a speed and just bonks him on the head with the bottom of the pommel of this knife. And I'm going to attack him. I don't get advantage because he's surprised, right? I don't think so.
I think that but I think you get sneak attack because your owl is in his face.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, let's go, buddy. Oh, I rolled a 1, but I'm sorry, I'm a halfling. So
Oh my God.
I don't roll
Isn't that
ones.
right away?
Yeah.
Unless you roll another one.
I rolled a 2.
Always.
Karma.
Well, it still felt pretty good. All right, so does a 10 hit?
It does not.
Ew,
Although
okay.
you're able to climb up and catch him by surprise, he's kind of on the heel of his feet and quickly reaches for his sword at his hip. But the plate armor that he's wearing sort of deflects the back of your dagger and clanks off of the armor as he kind of shoves you off and starts reaching for a weapon.
Damn.
Next up would normally be the guards, but they're surprised and not still quite sure what's going on. So next up we have Merrick. Oh wait, no, I forgot. Sorry, Jason, you can go for Kyra.
Yeah, Kyra. Kyra is going to. She pulls out a ball of fire and then splits it into 2 in her hands and just blows them out. And they go darting towards this guard that Tobin is attacking. So that is a 17 and 18 to hit.
Both hit.
Yes. Let's go, Kyra. Miss Unburnt. That is. Oh, here we go. 30 fire damage. Jesus, that can't be right. 30 fire damage. 16 and 14.
Is it Scorching Ray?
No, it's Firebolt, man. But she used meta magic to split it into 2.
Oh my God, yeah.
The flames erupt as she blows them in that direction, and because he is not at all looking in Kyra's direction because of the owl and the halfling in his immediate space, he is caught off guard and badly burned as his face is now looking much more like Kyra's, with patches of smoldering marks. And yeah, he's looking bloodied. He's looking rough from that.
As Kyra does that, like after she does that, she just like laughs a little bit and spins in a circle. And that's her.
Now, Merrick and Gordon, and you can do them in either order.
Okay. I'll have Merrick go first. Where he's going to do a couple of things. First of all, he just kind of rubs one of his tattoos that almost goes into a little bit of carving into his breastplate. Just rubs that as the whole thing begins to glow, showing a kind of a runic symbol, and he just begins to grow in size until he's about twice his normal height, growing from a good 6'6" to 13 feet. Yeah.
So
The
we've got
guard-
the other hole, and the person who you rub him and he grows. I love it.
Oh my God.
we're just going all in.
No. Why did we call this Chains of Tyranny? Why didn't we call this like innuendos of holes or something? So, as he kind of grows large, just gonna reach back and almost a combination, just grasping for the greatsword that's still on the guard's back, while basically using his now fist-sized fingers to punch the guard in the back of the head. So I'm going to be doing a disarming strike.
And is this on the one that was hit with the fire or the other one?
This is the other one, the one closest to Merrick.
Okay.
Yeah. Or did they both have great swords?
They both have great swords, but yeah, one is closer to you and one was because you were kind of each chatting with one.
Yeah.
So one was closer to each of you essentially. And yeah, the one that was burned was the one. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. I'm doing the one that's close to me. Let's see. That is gonna be. What is my plus to hit? That will be a dirty 20.
Hit.
Hell yeah. Ooh. Get to find my dice here. And, oh, I'm giant, so that's an extra d6 on there. If I could get that, and an extra d6 because disarming strike. So that's, okay, that's not fantastic, but that's going to be 16 points of bludgeoning damage, and I'm gonna need him to make a strength save, DC 15, I want to say. Yes.
You punch him so hard that you almost like you have your hand on the weapon and you just punch him and it moves him back as you pull the weapon back, and you successfully disarmed him as you punch him in the face.
Awesome. I'm gonna punch him again. Yeah.
Do it.
That is +8. That is a 22.
Nice.
Hit.
And these guys, we don't care about their faces, so I'm going for the face.
Yeah, these guys you can punch in the face all day.
Yeah. Not as good. 7 points of damage. Bludgeoning.
Hey, damage
Magical.
is damage.
Kick his ass, Merrick.
All right.
Every time he impacts, there's just like the slightest shimmer on these tattoos that just go up his forearm. It's very subtle.
Nice.
And Gordon is up.
Gordon, and his 5'6" stature, is just going to run up with basically what looks to be a wooden crowbar and just start going for the kneecaps of the guard that got badly burnt.
Love it. Love it.
That is going to be a 19.
Hit.
All right. What is Shillelagh? That's a D8 plus. Okay. That is going to be 8 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
And I think he only gets the one attack.
Yeah, they're not
They're
quite
little
actual
guys.
characters. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think following the rules, I think at level 7, retainers get their second attack. For those interested in using this rule at home, so they start out with one attack until level 7. And we are 5, by the way. I guess I never said that. We're level 5.
Oh, yeah.
For those keeping track at home. But yeah, his kneecap is successfully smacked with the crowbar, and he starts to buckle a little bit. He's looking rough, but still manages to stay on his feet. And that'll bring us to the top of the round, and I'll give a little recap. Our party lured 2 unsuspecting guards, just going about their business, trying to do their jobs like anybody else. And they were lured into this alley where they were ambushed by an owl. Tobin? I've now got it mixed up. Tobin?
Tobin.
Yep, Tobin. I'm going to say it one more time. Tobin. Successfully jumped up and tried to bash one of the guards, but wasn't quite able to connect with the plate. But the owl in his face and the halfling clutched onto the armor trying to attack them was provided ample distraction as the two bursts of flame managed to make quick work of the guard's face. Not long after that, he was kneecapped by Gordon, and he's looking rough. Meanwhile, we have Merrick with his shiny, glowy, shimmering tattoos, the subtlety of it all, disarming the other guard and punching him twice directly in the face. I think a couple teeth are laying down on the floor, on the dirt next to you all, probably from that guard.
And he's just holding the sword up out of reach.
Yeah, he's... Yeah, that guard does not know what to do without a weapon. But so that'll bring us back to the top of the round. And Tobin, you're up first.
Yeah, so Tobin, continuing with his previous approach, is going to try and knock this guy down and finish him off. So that is an 18 to hit.
Hit.
And that is a total of 20 damage.
Explain to the good folks watching at home exactly how this guy meets his demise.
So Hootie flies in again, like gets in his face, and then Tobin just comes up behind him, kicks him in the back of the knee, so he goes down, and as he was going down, Tobin grabs the back of his armor, pulls him further, and just smacks the pommel of that dagger right into his face. And knocks him out.
Yeah, he goes down thud as he hits the ground.
Yeah, Toppin just
And,
stands over him. Who's next? This tiny man standing over the over the guard.
And Kyra's up.
Oh, Kyra is gonna look at the down guard and just frown a little bit and then turn at the other and just fine and blows another firebolt over that way. That is a 19
Hit.
and 9 fire damage as that firebolt takes him right in the chest.
And he lets out a big groan, but he's still standing. He's trying to get his wits about him, looks up one more time at the sword, looks over, sees his fallen comrade, and just yells out, "We need reinforcements! Quickly! I need help! I need help!"
You done shit the bed now, boy.
And he's going to turn to run away, provoking an attack of opportunity, Merrick. And I guess, no, the other one hit, yeah, so I think it's just Merrick that's near him.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, let's punch him. Let's see if we can get him down. Ooh, maybe not. That's only a 13 to hit.
Clangs into the back of his armor as he quickly jerks, and you're unexpecting him to be fleeing, so you don't quite connect and just hit right into the armor. He's beginning to run away down the alley back in the direction that you came, and manages to make it just out to the main street, and he's looking around hoping that help is arriving soon. But that's the end of his turn. And yep, Merrick, you're Merrick and Gordon combo.
I hate it when they run.
Chase after him. Gotta shut him up. Is he like now 60 feet away? Did he dash?
Yes, he dashed. So yeah, he's say about 60 feet away, and he doesn't have his weapon still. You still have that, so
Yeah.
he's flailing his arms as he runs.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to, I guess I'll do what I gotta do here. I will dash to get back up to him. And then I'm gonna action surge.
Nice. Beautiful.
And that's just gonna be, we're gonna do a couple things here. We're gonna punch him again.
Got him. You got it, right?
Yeah. Or do I want to make this brutal? Yeah, no. Let's be simple with this. Let's save the fancy things for more important people. And punch him right in the back of the head as he's running. That is only 15 to hit.
He's quickly moving out of his way. Despite his heavy armor, his adrenaline is coursing through his veins and allowing him to mold and meld right around your punch. Unfortunately, does not connect.
All right, fine. Let's cook you alive.
And it's just exhales this just line of flame to charbroil this man. He's gonna have to make a DC 14 Dex save, taking half damage on a success.
He does not. The adrenaline managed to dodge the punch, but fire was not something he had in his playbook to dodge.
That's fair. Ooh, 17 points of fire damage.
He is weakened, but still up, just barely, as you can see that he's not moving quite as dexterous as he was just moments before. As the flame subsides and the smoke clears, he's moving and trying to get away and just, help! Help!
I'm trying to see if I have any kind of bonus action that might help, but I don't think I do. No, that's about all I got. So, Gordon is not quite able to make it all the way here and do something. So I think he's just gonna dash and try and get up here so that we're both right there on this guy.
Yeah, Gordon, seeing the man run, chases following shortly behind you and makes it out into the main fairway there. All right, so we're back to the top of the round. One of the guards is resting peacefully after, he's resting. We'll put it that way. How he's resting.
Concussed, certainly.
Yeah, almost certainly. After taking a blunted back of the dagger to his face and has collapsed on the ground. Meanwhile, Merrick has chased the other one after badly wounding him into the main fairway as the guard tries to cry for help and is looking really rough after being punched and then charred by the breath weapon of Merrick. And we're back to the top of the round.
All right, so two things. One, does Hootie, so Hootie has 60 feet of flying movement. Can Hootie get to this guy and help Tobin take the shot?
Yeah, I think that's fair. That was kind of like patrolling like in the alley really close to where the first one was, but then when he went down, shoots off and goes back down the alley. So yeah, I think that's completely fair.
All right, so Tobin is just going to look at this and be like, oh shit. And he starts shrugging his short bow off his shoulder as he's running towards like a stack of barrels on the far side of the alley. So he's going to try and get to a place in the alley where he's got a clear shot at this son of a bitch. And he's just going to shoot him right in the back while he's running.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a great idea.
So much
It's the
for not
honorable
killing.
thing to do.
So much for not killing anybody. That's a 19 to hit? No, that's a
Hit.
21 to hit, actually.
Also hits.
Yeah. Good. Excellent. Let's go, buddy. That is 18 points of damage.
You got blood on your hands. You have blood on your hands as the arrow, as the guard distracted by Hootie flying in his face, Hootie moves out of the way just as that arrow is coming and collides directly with the guard's skull, and the force manages to push him down to the ground, and he's not moving. He is dead.
Time to go, time to go, time to go, time to go.
Nice.
I'm gonna scoop up the body, cradle it like a baby, because it's probably about how big it is in comparison to me right now, and bring him back to the alleyway.
Yeah, just whoop.
Yeah.
Whoop. Yeah.
Where are we dumping the bodies? Are we gonna wear their armor?
I was just thinking maybe we leave them in the alley and don't really talk anymore about it.
Yeah, but they saw our faces. I guess it doesn't matter for that guy. That guy, though.
He finished him off.
Yeah.
Tobin just looks like,
What?
well, no sense
you
crying
killed
about
this
it
one.
now. Yep. All right.
So are we taking them or no?
No, I say we leave them, but I'm gonna just check them over. I want to search the bodies real quick. Like do a like under 2-minute search.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me investigation.
I'm gonna send Gordon to find like whatever dumpster equivalent there might be to hide the bodies in after.
Yeah, there's some barrels in the alley that look
Yeah.
like they would fit a human really
Awesome.
well.
That's a 23.
So you search the body, and the obvious things that he has on, you find a coin purse that has 8 gold in it. And you find that he had a locket around his neck that would sell for probably around 50 gold, you would guess. And inside is an inscription that just says, "To my beloved."
Oh, sorry, lady. or dude, whoever. Sorry, other person. I don't know. I'm getting all judgy about this. Okay, I'm gonna have Hootie just look around in the air for any guards that might be coming our way.
As Hootie flies up into the air and begins to patrol for patrols, we're going to jump to a break. And we'll find out what it is that Hootie sees when we come back in, 10 minutes or so.
We'll be back right after these messages.
All right. See you, folks. Okay, and with that, we're back. Let me not step too much on the toes of the GM. Sorry, I'll make the go live sound.
And now back to our show.
Yes.
That's why it's good to
we
have you
are-
on.
I
Andrew.
know, right?
Hey, if you ever need like commercial voiceovers, just give me a shout.
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Did you know
but-
that with Amazon Prime, you get access to Twitch Prime that lets you subscribe for free to one channel per month? Subscribe to Heroes Die Show today.
Oh,
All
we
right, we're
actually
gonna
have to
clip
keep that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure to clip that
There you
and
go.
post it everywhere that it'll allow us to post, because that was amazing.
Just toss that in the break video.
Nice.
Yes, please give us some of Jeff Bezos' money. You can do that. Doesn't cost you anything extra. Click the
He
button.
doesn't
make
need it.
happen. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We could use it more. I guarantee it. I promise you. That being said, welcome back. Thank you all for joining us once again. I want to just, before we jump back into things, say a couple thank yous. And once again, thank you. And thank you to the friend who was recruited at the beginning of this episode. I'm glad you're still with us, and you guys can have someone to talk about all the fun stuff that happens on Heroes Die now. So thank you for watching, and thank you for telling your friends to watch. Thank you to my amazing players for joining me and telling this story. I want to thank you guys so much for playing with me and for joining me for this story. I want to say thank you to tabletopaudio.com for making the awesome music, and I strongly encourage, even at your home games, to check it out. It adds that extra something that you're missing. If you're not using it, you're not playing a full game. Trust me, it'll make the difference. Yeah, season it up with some tabletop audio sounds. We do, and you like it, right? Right? Yeah. So, yes, thank you to them. Thank you to all the 5e creators out there for making the stuff that we like to use that adds something extra to the game. Particularly want to shout out to the folks at MCDM for their Flea Mortals book. We're using the retainer rules out of there, and it helps. Look, we got 2 players. People are like, you shouldn't play with that. We're making it happen, and it's thanks to the folks at MCDM for giving us the retainer rules. So check that out. And I think that's all the people I'm supposed to thank. If not, thank you to whoever I'm forgetting right now. I appreciate it. My lack of remembering doesn't mean I'm not grateful. I promise.
Yeah, don't let that take away from what all
No.
you've done to earn it, you know?
Right, exactly.
We should
You know
thank
what
the
you
cats
did.
and dogs as well that are watching.
Yes, for
Yeah.
all the animals. And meow. You know.
Yeah.
I hope my accent wasn't too bad for that.
Pronunciation could use a little work, but it was okay. It's passable.
Duolingo just added the animal languages, so it's a new feature where it's beta test right now. So I'm working on it. But back to our story here. To catch you up, we have our band of smugglers who were recruited by a woman named Danelle, who is vying for control of Eurosa against her rival Fauchen. Fauchen is hidden somewhere in the city that is currently under martial law, and Danelle has demanded his head be brought to her as a way to show her control over the city, quell the current unrest bordering on civil war that's happening inside of the walls of Eurosa, and get the Crown's Guard out of the way, as they've currently placed the city on a tight lockdown. In doing so, our party was trying to investigate the potential whereabouts of Fauchen, and decided that if they were going to try to exit the city to follow up on an intelligence agent that has been arrested, that they would need to get outside the city walls, which requires paperwork. They traveled to a gnome forger by the name of Enna, and made a deal that they would receive some paperwork, but not before intimidating him into letting out that Fauchen is indeed in the city, somewhere maybe around the graveyard area. Before they had too much time to digest and plan with that information, our party was confronted by some of the patrolling Crown's Guard, who asked what they were up to. After giving an unconvincing stories and seeming like they were about to be detained, our party lured the 2 guards through some deception into an alley where they quickly dispatched of them. But not before one of the guards managed to call out for help. So we rejoin our story. You're in the alleyway, 2 dead guards. And Hootie, the familiar, is scouting around and sees 3 guards heading from the east towards your direction.
Ruh-roh. Tobin calls out to Merrick. Merrick, we got company. We gotta get out of here.
All right. Okay, you two in the box. You can't hear me, you're dead.
Just shove them into the crates.
Nice. Yeah, so we're gonna head out. So just checking as smugglers safe house nearby.
Yes.
Ideally west.
Yes. So you guys have a main hideout that you were using to lay low when you first re-entered the city. And although that's not necessarily nearby and certainly in the wrong direction, Eurosa is a town of transient people, and folks typically don't stick around for too long and often leave behind whatever it is they might have had. So you do know of an abandoned house to the west, no more than 5 or 10 minutes away, that you can make it your way to quickly, and should be a decent place to let the heat die down.
Great.
Nice.
Tobin
Quietly,
will-
too.
Tobin will scout ahead, right? And we're going to stay back alleys as much as possible and back streets. And he's also going to leave Hootie to watch that alleyway until either the guards arrive and find the bodies or don't, so that we can know whether or not they've been found. Yeah, that's my thinking.
Yeah, you're quickly ducking, diving, hiding in the shadows and making your way towards the safe house. And like I said, it's not far. In about 10 minutes, you make your way to the safe house, and the doors are boarded up, but you know of a window that's still open. And you make your way around to the back of the house and climb in through the open window. It's no more than a minute or so later, as you're climbing in the window, that Hootie swoops in behind you. And you know that the guards went directly by the alleyway and just made their way right down that main street, not even investigating the crates or barrels.
Nice. Okay, I give Merrick the heads up. Looks like they haven't been found. At least not yet.
Barrels. Works every time.
It was good thinking. Is what that was.
Yeah, some people learn from books. Smart ones learn from experience.
Yeah. All right. Well, I like reading too, but I get your point.
I've never learned anything useful from a book.
It's not for everybody, you know. It's just not.
It's just pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With that, we're gonna awkwardly lay low until evening. Does that sound good?
Merrick just pulls out a deck of cards and just starts dealing cards.
Yeah. Tobin's playing.
You are used to the hurry up and wait mentality of waiting for patrols or guards or whatever to go by to give you your opening, and manage to make the time go by quickly. You may take a short rest if you have anything that you've used that comes back on a short rest. And yeah, other than that, you wait until nightfall. One of the things that you've noticed is that during the night, the patrols are increased. However, they are easier to spot as they carry torches. So you can kind of see them coming, but there are more of them. And there is a strict curfew that no one is supposed to be out after dark.
What sort of night is it? Like, is the moon up? Is it really dark? Like, how are we doing? Like, is it dim out or is it dark out?
It's dark out. The moon is not visible in the sky at the moment. Now, the city itself does have lighting, like there are torches on buildings and posts and things like that. And of course, the guards are carrying torches. So there is light within the city, but without an active light source, it is dark.
Okay, great. And we said we'd come back to see Anna after nightfall.
Yeah, he indicated that he would have your papers that would let you leave.
Is there a back way into Anna's place?
Yeah, and not necessarily that there's a front or back way, but there are multiple paths. And Anna has, that there is, you can enter through either of the businesses, and Anna's office is in the center. One's an accounting office. We'll say the other's a bakery. But you can enter through either of them, and in between the two is Anna's office, but neither is necessarily a front or a back. You're muted.
That's fine. It wasn't important anyway. I would like to set Hootie to go back there and watch while we make our way over, just in case he sees anybody lurking around. Do some look arounds, make sure nobody is like waiting in ambush for us to go in.
Merrick would also.
Go ahead.
Merrick would also suggest that when we're making our way there, that he's in front, since he's the biggest of the group. So if the group is spotted, everyone can just hide while he's obscuring their view, and then he just becomes the distraction to run away.
All right. It's going to be a lot of dice, but I want 4 stealth checks as a group stealth check, one for each of you and your retainers, and all of them at advantage because you have the obscuring vision, obscuring structure, but also because of Hootie scouting out to help you dodge any guards or anything like that.
Oh boy. Do you want these in any particular order, or just?
No, it's going to be a group check that I'm just worried about passes and fails, that I don't need to know whose role is whose necessarily.
Okay. All right. Do you want to go first?
I have a 29 and a 23.
All right.
I have a 12 and a 21.
All right. Overall success.
Okay.
So there is a brief moment where Hootie had flown by and another guard had rounded a corner, so Hootie missed it. But fortunately for you, this isn't your first time lurking in shadows, and you quickly manage to duck behind an alley as you see the light round the corner, and it passes you by. As you approach Anna's office, or one of the entrance to Anna's office, Hootie has done a couple laps, kind of circling around the area. Fortunately, it's very dark out, and an owl out at night doesn't draw any suspicion. So Hootie's able to take its time and really look, and it doesn't seem that there's anyone nearby.
Not until they see his little bow tie. He's not suspicious.
It just means it's domesticated.
Absolutely. Tobin is he's got a little like bullseye lantern that he can like keep the shutters open or closed. He's got the shutters like really, really low. But yeah, he's going to be using that to navigate the alleyways.
Yeah, no problem. And you're quick to drop it whenever Hootie indicates that like, oh, someone's coming. You're able to quickly shutter it, keep it dark, keep still, quiet, those sorts of things. And sort of, it's a lot of stop and go, and certainly not as quick as you would like to go, not that long of a distance. But taking your time and being stealthy, you do manage to make it there unseen.
Nice.
Go inside.
Okay. Yeah. So as we get there, we head in.
Yeah. The door is unlocked, and either business that you chose to enter, whether the accountant's office or the bakery, is deserted, but to let yourselves in, and through a series of doors, make your way to Anna's back office. That door, however, is locked.
I want to listen quickly. Is there light coming in from under the door?
There is.
Okay. I'll give a knock.
Right. Hold on. One moment. Yeah, go. Yes, answer it.
And one of the guards that you saw before opens the door for you.
Right on schedule. And you brought my gold, I take it?
I pull out I pull out the sack that I measured earlier that has the 1,000 gold in it.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, hand that to my friend here. Joshua was one of the guard. And my other friend, I'll give you those. And the one guard hands over 4 pieces of paper that have a very official looking seal at the bottom of them.
Nice. And this will let us out of town.
Yeah, it should be good for 1 exit, 1 entrance. After that, the date starts to grow stale, and you certainly don't want them seeing your faces. It's not like they want a lot of people coming and going too much, so use them quick.
These will be good for tomorrow, though.
Yeah, I'd say you got a day or so out of them. If you need more, you know where to find me, though.
I see.
Pricey for a day pass.
Can you really put a price on freedom, though?
Yeah. 1,000
Good,
gold,
'cause
apparently.
I did.
For a day.
Yes, exactly.
All right, Anna. This will do for now. Thank you much.
Much obliged, much obliged. And you all know the way out. I would love to stay and chat, but after our gab session earlier today, I'm quite behind and I had to rush order these, so off with you then, unless of course you need more services.
All right. All right, yeah, so we take off.
All right.
I
You hear
want to
the
stay
of the lock as you
after we leave. Oh, sorry. After we leave, I talked to Merrick. I'm like, I was thinking maybe we just hang out a few minutes, see if Anna doesn't send somebody anywhere. Just keep an eye out. How's
Or if
that
anyone
sound?
else comes to come calling.
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
And you figure we leave town in the morning? I don't imagine guards will treat kindly us leaving tonight.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna care if we've got passes with the curfew. Morning's
All right.
probably best.
All right, so let's hang out here for a little bit, see who else comes to the shop.
It's not like heading outside's gonna be any better.
Great. So we'll set up in a couple of spots and just watch Anna's shop, see if anybody comes or goes.
Yeah.
Especially anyone we know to be associated with Falchion.
Hootie flying overhead doing his...
On occasion, he'll watch whatever side I'm not watching.
Yeah. You wait there and 10 minutes go by. You see some guards doing their patrols and you're almost about to give up when another guard comes by, keeps you in your place. And you see leaving the accounting side of En's shop, one of those guards that was sitting with Enna in that room with him. And he approaches the Crown's Guard. Crown's Guard approaches him, I should say. And you can't quite hear what they're saying, but the Crown's Guard just nods and keeps on his patrol. The Enna's guard kind of does a quick look over his shoulder and starts making his way down the street.
Okay, great. I look at Merrick, I'm like, I think we got something. I say we follow this son of a bitch.
Why don't we just kill Anna?
Well, yeah, but not maybe right away. Let's why don't we see what the deal is? If he can lead us to Falchion, then we don't need to, you know what I'm saying? We can just focus on that for now.
I could just hold him by his tiny little head.
Yep. Yeah.
Get him to
Now
talk.
listen, you
Yeah.
could for sure.
Good.
But right this
It's real
second,
easy.
maybe we focus on this.
All right, I guess.
You know, we just want to get one thing then another, if you know what I'm saying.
That's fine. One less guard to come running when we make him squeal like a little pig. All right.
We don't need to kill everybody.
No. Just make him squeal a little.
And let's just again,
If he's trying to screw us over.
we're just got it.
Yep. Yeah. If he's not, I guess then, whatever.
So as long as the guy's out in the light, what we'd like to try and do is have Hootie kind of watch him from like up in the darkness, and then we can kind of follow in back alleys. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you don't have eyes on him at all time, but Hootie does, essentially. And you are more lagging appropriate amount of space behind to not be seen yourselves, but to make sure you're close enough.
He's doing main streets, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we're gonna stay in back streets because we don't want to get seen by any guards either.
Yep.
Yeah. I do also have 120-foot dark vision if that makes any difference at any point.
Yeah. And you're using your lantern
Yes.
to seldomly, but to try to give you flashes of light so you at least know where to walk.
Yeah, well, keep it out while there's no guards about, and then turn it off when we think there are guards in sight.
Alrighty. Everybody give me one more stealth check. With advantage, sorry.
Nice.
Okay, 25 and 19.
It's a 23 and a 22.
All right. Once again, the streets of Eurosa are home to you in a lot of ways. You spend a lot of time in the city. You know every street that crosses with another street. And to someone uninitiated, it might look like you were taking a roundabout way, but you knew exactly where you were going as you were following Hootie's direction, who was staring at the guards, and make your way. It seems as though he's headed towards the administrative district, for lack of a better term, where a lot of the official business of the city is held, towards the graveyard and the magistrate's manor.
Yeah, buddy. I relay this to Merrick as we're going.
So what does that mean? You think he's on their payroll?
Well, now I'll tell you, Anna, that slippery little son of a bitch, he was Falchon's man before this all went down. And I figure there was a non-zero chance, you know what I'm saying? It is more than nothing. Same kind of deal, right? That's some significant amount is what I'm getting at. Some significant amount.
He was lying when he said he didn't know where Falchion was, so...
He's a weaselly little fucker is what he is. We don't got to sugarcoat it.
Everyone's got a price.
That's true enough. But so, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he sent his man to go tell Falchion.
That we're looking for him.
Or something. I don't know that who knows? Yeah. But regardless, now we can follow this fucking idiot right to the hole. The other hole. Sniff it out, you know what I'm saying?
Other hole in the graveyard.
You really stay focused on that, eh? No, listen.
I still don't understand why. There's something there, I can feel it. I'll figure it out one day.
Yeah, it's inappropriate, but we get the point.
I mean, I figured it would be. It's Falchion.
No two ways about it. All right. So, we're going to keep going.
Yes. And as you start to make your way closer and closer to the administrative sector of the city, the patrols become more heavy, and you're relying more and more on Hootie's navigation to make sure that there's no guards. But Hootie is able to still keep an eye on the individual associated with Anna, and he seems to get no more than a block away from the Magistrate's Manor / the graveyard. The way the city is laid out, the Magistrate Manor looks out over the graveyard. And there's some mausoleums, gravestones. It's a relatively big park, for lack of a better term, that's right in front of the Magistrate's Manor. But as the guard makes their way there, the Enna's guard goes up to another Crown's Guard member, and they begin having a conversation. You're approaching, and it is a little bit delayed because of the increased patrol, but you're in an alley maybe 100 feet away from where this conversation is happening, and they seem to be talking for a minute or so, if there's something you'd like to do.
All right, so graveyard's a pretty open spot. What's the plan?
It like takes off his bag and just starts looking through.
Let's see. I got 20 bags of caltrops. Don't know if that's gonna be any use. I got some chain, grappling hook, padlock, mirror.
You know, I was thinking, Merrick, maybe we
10
just...
bottles of oil.
Oh, 10
10
bottles?
bottles of oil.
I just... You know
I
what?
can breathe fire. What do you expect? Sometimes you just gotta light a man on fire. I got a shovel.
You know what? I'm just gonna blow right you know, Merrick, we're gonna do what we always do, and we're gonna blow right past it. So what's happening here? What I'd say is we take how now, getting out of character for a second, how is the graveyard? Is there like a stone wall around it? Those like pointy metal ones?
There's a gate and a stone wall. Now the stone wall isn't very high. It goes up maybe about 3.5 feet and then becomes bars after that. You know what I mean? So it's like a half wall and then going up another half, 3.5 feet of metal bars.
Little spiky bits.
Yep, exactly. And then a main gate that is open it's not locked or closed. It's just two like great doors that are open, barred doors.
Got it. Yeah, and then the graveyard itself isn't like patrolled. Like it's just dark in there.
It's just dark. Yep, there's no light in the graveyard.
Okay. All right, but we'd have to go through well-lit areas to get at the graveyard.
Yeah, and like I said,
well-patrolled areas.
You're about 100 feet away from where this conversation is happening, and it's maybe another 100 feet to round the corner that you would need to see the Magistrate's Manor and the graveyard. So you're about 200 feet away from that.
So I'd say just get a little bit closer. Well, I reckon we get ourselves a little bit closer. Stay in these alleys so we don't get sighted by nothing. And then we let Hootie do the following. If he can figure out where they're at, we can come back when the time's right. Maybe out in the daytime. Make our way into that graveyard.
We could also steal the lanterns so the streets are dark.
Well, that is an interesting point. I do have a little something I could do to help maybe put some of them out. I want to...
I'm just saying, middle of the day, kind of hard to walk through an open graveyard, unseen.
It's not a bad point. The lighting and the lanterns, like what sort of deal are we talking about? Here's why I'm asking. Let me just be clear. As a rogue, an arcane trickster rogue, I have an invisible mage hand. And so I wonder, are these the sort of things that I could put out with an invisible mage hand?
Either by snuffing a candle or by turning the dial down.
Yeah, I think they're candles that are sort of magnified by glass and mirrors to try to make them as bright as they can be and sort of like shed the light in an area better. That being said, I don't see any reason why a mage hand couldn't put out a candle.
Yeah, okay. I want to put out the nearest candle to where we're at. Yeah, I think you only have like a range of 30 feet on the mage hand if I've got... Yeah, so I'd have to get within 30 feet of the thing. But can I get sneakily up within 30 feet of one of the light posts and...
Yeah,
put
absolutely.
out the candle?
And yeah, I'm not going to make you reroll another stealth. You guys are hidden and you're being quiet and all those things. And the mage hand,
Nice.
It's invisible even, isn't it? Is that one of the perks? So yeah, there's no chance at that scene. It's just all of a sudden one of the candles is extinguished.
Nice.
And there's no guards like immediately around that post or whatever. So there's no one to notice that the candle went out, but it does allow you to sort of move your way a little bit closer and without having to worry about anything.
I think I have a passive stealth of about 26, by the way.
Sounds about right.
Just as we're kind of going along, I guess now seeing if we can just keep snuffing out lanterns.
I know you have some trouble seeing in the dark. If you need, just up on my shoulders. Since I
Yeah.
carved this little rock picture in here, I can see like I've been eating carrots all my life.
If we can,
Yeah, I don't even know what a carrot tastes like.
sometimes, Merrick, you just leave me in a place where I'm not sure what to say. I guess,
Look, I'm saying I got better eyes than an elf in the dark.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's, that's really good to know.
Maybe as good as a drow. Never met one, but maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Have I
Well,
met
good
one?
then.
Yeah.
There we go. For the lighting, right? So is it basically, how close can we get to the graveyard? How close can we get to the graveyard before like there's like open space? So is it like basically we can get to the road up to the graveyard kind of deal?
Yeah, exactly. So making your way through alleys, you are at closest in an alley would be like a block over out of the alley onto the main road, and then on the other side of the main road is the graveyard. The side
Got
that you're
it.
on is the magistrate's manor. There's a lot of guards, we'll say a dozen or so guards sort of around the entrance to the manor itself. That being said, you're not, the alley you're in isn't directly attached to that manor. It's the same
Yeah,
road,
got it.
but you're not right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got it. So we'll
and
snuff
as
out
you're
one of the. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
As you're making your way and using your snuff, move forward technique, Hootie does signal to you, or you does see that the conversation seems to have ended, and the Enna's guard is heading back the way that they came, like has turned around and is now making their way. Wouldn't intersect with where you are. You're like on this end. Here's them, and now Enna's heading back this way, and you're here. That makes sense.
Yeah. What about the other guard? Where's he going?
The other guard is remaining put in the spot where he was originally.
All right, Merrick. Looks like that son of a bitch is just heading right back. I say we got two options. We watch here for anyone to go back into that graveyard, or we catch that little weasel, bring him into the alleyway, get him talking.
Well, I mean, that guard's, he could have said anything to him. But if someone comes out of that graveyard, well, they gotta come out into the streets and go somewhere in the city, right? There's our person.
So, are you suggesting that we just stay here and we watch the graveyard?
All right, see what happens. Maybe. Someone
Yeah.
goes in, makes an opening for us to go in, great. Someone comes out, maybe we tail them.
All right.
Maybe interrogate them.
So you don't want to go grab this guy right now?
Oh shit, do you see anybody else?
Well, so we see the guards. We see the guards that are out
Yeah,
there.
that
Right?
guard is not like within 5 feet of anybody else, but there are guards on that street, and the guard that was talking is holding a torch like out in the middle of the road by himself. So it would be very noticeable if, he's just in the middle of the street holding a torch and something happened to him.
Yeah.
We can stay and watch. I think that I reckon wouldn't be a bad idea. Stay here, keep on watch, see if maybe anyone does go into that graveyard.
Yeah,
come
as
at.
fun as it might be to, take him out. He's a bit exposed.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll just stay
find-
there and watch for an hour or so.
Sounds good. What's everybody's passive perceptions? I should have those down for no reason in particular. I just realized I hadn't gotten those yet. But no, don't worry about it. Just tell it to me.
It's a 10 for me. That's a 10 for me, Doug.
Mine's a 12, but I'd imagine that Gordon might be a little higher being a druid.
Yeah, if you want to make that one of
13.
his, it's 13, and it would be 16 if you want to make that one of his proficiencies, because each of them
absolutely. Yeah.
I figured that's a good one. And then Kyra,
13. Or sorry, yeah, 13.
13. You're sitting and
Oh no, sorry, 10. 10.
10. Got it. Unless you also want to make that her proficiency. Okay, 10 it is. You're sitting and once again, laying low, and the hurry up and wait mentality is built into your DNA at this point. So time passes pretty quickly. Gordon, however, nudges you, Merrick, as you're kind of all posted up, nudges you and quickly points. And you see it's hard. You can see in the dark, right? So you see a scorpion crawling on the wall. And Gordon says, I don't think I've ever seen one of those in Eurosa. I'm familiar. Oh, I forgot he's Ron Swanson. I don't know if I can do a Ron. Yeah, exactly, right? So just, that's awfully strange to be seeing here. I'm not going to do Ron Swanson.
It's okay.
It's awfully strange to be seeing that. Yeah, exactly. Not every day you see one of those here in Eurosa.
The hell's a scorpion doing here?
Typically more desert creatures.
It's a bug, yo. Just squish it, move on.
I mean, could be like your owl.
We're entomologists all of a sudden.
No, I'm just saying, magic shit. Maybe. Unless that's somebody's pet. Or a snack they got loose. I've heard they taste like crab.
I ain't eating that. I ain't. Merrick, I've done some weird stuff with you, but I ain't eating that.
You know what? Give me 5 gold and I'll eat it.
Yep.
All right.
Fair.
Where is it?
It's crawling along the brick wall of the alley that you're near. So it's close by and got pretty close to Gordon before he noticed it, nudged you, and now it's there. But it's just kind of crawling slowly across the wall.
Just gonna grab it by the venomy part of the tail.
Yeah,
just
and it's
dangle it.
snapping its pincers as you do. It's upset.
Yeah, that's gonna get the dangly bit. Let's deal with that. Sorry, buddy. I think you're gooey if I don't cook you.
Yeah, there's no way you're cooking it. You ain't getting 5 gold if you cook it. Eat alive or it ain't nothing.
All right, what if I break its hands?
Yeah, I think that's a very reasonable safety precaution.
Excellent.
I'm gonna try and just twist its claws off.
No problem. Just
Sorry, cats and dogs, for the animal cruelty here, but it's an arachnid or something. And then just
We're not scientists. It's a bug.
yeah, just gonna chomp it down. Not the venomous bulb part. That's that's like the stem.
That's the handle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. The stem of the cherry. It makes a surprisingly satisfying crunch as you roll me a con save.
Oh, excellent. I'm good at these. 16.
The fire in your belly makes quick work of any venom in this little bug, and you don't notice any agitation, not even heartburn, as you digest the creature.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely tastes like raw crab. Less salty.
All right, here's your 5 gold. You earned it.
Thank you.
Give me one of them
You
claws.
wouldn't get poisoned.
Give me one of them claws.
All right.
I'm gonna just keep
There you
that
go.
as a souvenir. I'll just put it in my little one
Here.
of my pockets.
Here's a tip.
I'll give you the tip of the tail.
Gross. Thanks, Merrick.
And once again, you've successfully passed some time with your hijinks as Hootie notes someone's coming out of the graveyard towards the guard that's holding the
Ooh.
torch there.
Nice. Okay. So here's what I want to do. All right. So listen, Merrick. I say we do the old shit. You remember
Do the old shit.
You remember when we were in Shady Run Creek and we had to do that up and over? You tossed me over that
Yeah.
wall.
Oh yeah.
I say we do this again at that graveyard. You toss me over that wall. We put the lights out. You toss me over that wall. There's some bitch coming right now. You toss me up and over, and we figure out where this guy's going. What do
Well,
you
if
say?
he's coming out, isn't he gonna come to the same side of the graveyard we're at?
Yeah, that's a really good point. We'll wait. If he goes back, though, we're gonna follow him.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Shit, I could just throw
Get-
you over the
getting
wall
ahead of
the whole
myself.
time. We could have just
Well-
gone in the whole time. We didn't know which mausoleum they're in. Right.
Could be anywhere. Where is the other hole? It's not a problem that I often. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Probably in the back
Yep.
of the graveyard.
Yep. No, I get what you're saying. Let's not make it weird, Merrick.
He looks like he's thinking real hard, just still trying to figure it out.
A cloaked figure scurries from around the gate, like through the gate, and makes their way towards that center of the street. Although the cloak is drawn and you can't see, there's no way to tell who might be under there or anything, their race, anything like that. None of the guards seem perturbed by this strange figure emerging from the graveyard in the middle of the night. They keep their watch, don't really seem to make much of any reaction as the figure approaches that guard who spoke with Enna's man, and they begin having a bit of a conversation.
All right, yeah, we're gonna watch. Just keep an eye out, see what they're doing.
After a few moments of discussion, the cloaked figure, you see it give a little bit of a nod, and it turns to head back towards the graveyard.
All right,
Up and
the
over
old,
it is.
the old up and over.
All right, let's go. Dark side.
Yep.
All right.
So I want Merrick to Tobin's gonna run. Merrick's gonna do the toss, and Tobin's gonna end up on the far side in the graveyard.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a athletics check from Merrick and give me acrobatics from Tobin, please.
Awesome. Is the I'd imagine at certain intervals there's a full stone column here
Yeah.
and there along the wall. Are
Yeah.
those spiked at the top or are those flat?
No, those are flat. The bars are
Probably do it
spiked.
there, just so he doesn't,
Yeah,
have his
And,
other hole impaled.
that's what the other hole meant all along. You
But
figured
what does
it
it
out.
have to do with corpses?
Why is it in the graveyard?
Oh my god, that's good. Athletics, you said?
Yes, please.
25.
Okay, and you will get
2-2.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you can roll with advantage, but it literally doesn't matter. Yeah, with you both have done this routine before.
It's the up and over.
Yeah, the up and over works like a charm. It's an old reliable, and yeah, you're firmly planted. And you're small, used to being stealthy, so almost without any sort of sound, that cloak that you have just helps as you just deftly land on the pillar, concealed by darkness. And you watch as the figure makes its way through the gates and into the graveyard proper.
Yeah, so I can't see in the dark, but Hootie can. So I'm going to have Hootie guide me as we follow this figure through the darkness.
You just running in third-person camera mode?
Not quite. Yeah, more like watch out for things. So he's going to have his lantern really dim. So like the dimmest it gets, and going forward a little bit at a time. It's still no moon out, right? All overcast?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. So keep the lantern out just a little bit and see what I can see. And Hootie's going to watch the figure from a bit more distance so that I don't have to get too close.
Yeah.
I'll take the other three back to the closest alleyway where I can, until he gets out of my dark vision, if the graveyard's even that big, just so I can kind of keep an eye.
Yeah, you're like eye contact on that post where you know that you saw him land because you can see. You saw him land on that post, and yeah, you can make eye contact, and you're kind of like peering around an alley corner. The alley you're in is pitch black, so there's no real concern about being seen, but you can see with your dark vision.
If he's within that 120 feet, if I see him get into trouble or anything, I'm ready to just, jump the fence.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you're all primed and ready to go. Sort of like if there's any sign or a signal, you're all ready to pounce and spring into action. Hootie watches the figure make their way through the graveyard, and towards the back, in the far corner of the graveyard, one of the mausoleums, the figure begins to make their way up the steps into this like marble structure that has like steps and a couple columns, and then not a door, but a doorway into the mausoleum.
Great. Do they go in?
Yeah, if you wait long, yeah.
Do I see them, or does Hootie see them do anything as they go in? Like anything to like disarm a trap or any sort of special looking thing?
So as Hootie's watching as the figure ascends the stairs and makes their way into the mausoleum, ducking a little low so they can see into the doorway there, and watches. You can only see, is that correct, or can you hear as well?
The owl can see and hear, yep.
And you can see, okay.
And the owl has advantage on perception and hearing check, or on sight and hearing.
Go ahead and roll me.
Awesome.
Yeah, roll me a perception. It's a hearing check. Advantage.
For Hootie.
For Hootie, correct.
Oh yeah, that's a 21.
And you speak Thieves' Cant, is that correct?
I do, yeah.
You do? Yeah. The figure, cloak still drawn, approaches a stone coffin that's just in the middle of this mausoleum, places a hand on it, and in Thieves' Cant says, "Don't mind the gloom to doom." And the top of the sarcophagus coffin slides over, and the figure ducks inside, and then it slides back.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. So, not hurrying, because I'm trying to stay really, really quiet. Tobin is going to sneak back through the graveyard over to where Merrick was.
I could probably, with my height and these fences being 7 feet in total, I could probably just like stick my fingers through the bars and just lift you up and then just pick you up and over.
Done. Yep, just...
Yeah, because I'm just that little.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 3 feet tall. You weigh probably about as much as like a beer keg.
40 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got 18 strength.
Yeah.
And
Very
not that
reasonable.
you don't have the athletics to be able to like nimbly bound your way over, but if someone's gonna offer to like give you a boost, I mean, why not, right?
I'm taking it.
Well, especially when you're running almost blind.
Very true, right? And there's spikes up there somewhere. You can't see it very well, but you know there's spikes up there.
So I'm actually not going to go over. When I get back, I'm going to like wave at Merrick and them to come on over my way.
Okay. All right, kids. Time for uppies.
Just gonna try and help everybody over the fence.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. You have a bit of time to, again, watching the guards, and you can see them, and when they're sort of looking the other way, just next one. All right, queue up. Next one. And with a little bit of time, not long, but about 20 minutes, we'll say, you manage to get everybody successfully over the street and into the darkness towards the graveyard.
Nice. Okay, so once they're all in, Tobin's gonna look at him and be like, all right, y'all, here's what I got. Whoever that was, I didn't recognize who it was, right?
No, you couldn't see because
Couldn't see
of
them
the
at all.
cloak, so you might know, you might not. You don't know. You don't know
Great.
who it was.
Now listen, y'all, whoever that was, they went into this mausoleum, and I think there's some kind of secret entrance in there to the other hole. Because I heard them whispering something. So what I'm saying is we
In the mausoleum.
can go down there right now. Maybe give them another hour or two to settle in. And then when everybody's all tired out and things are shut down, we go in there and we make quick work of whoever's in the other hole. We don't let them pull out.
All
You know
right.
what I'm saying? We finish them off while they're in there.
We go down on the other hole.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Yeah, so that's the plan. So we want to have Hootie or have Hootie Hootie scout out the graveyard a couple times, just to make sure there's no guards watching, and then make our way over there. It's like, what is it, like around midnight now?
Yeah.
So probably wait till it's like 3 a.m, right? And then go in, is my suggestion.
Yeah. And during that time, it's almost obnoxious how little the guards seem to care about the graveyard. You've been the last few days hassled every time you just go down the street to get a beer. And yet there isn't one guard that's set foot in this graveyard.
Yeah. Probably worth telling Nell that whatever Falcon had going, he seems to have gotten himself quite the relationship with the military.
Wonder how much he's paying them,
I don't know.
or what he's promised.
Well, I'll tell you what he's going to deliver after this. It's not much of shit.
Yeah, I know he's gonna deliver a pretty damn good show in his head. Maybe we'll leave the spinal column attached. Give him a little tail.
You know, I'll leave that up to you. I don't want to be dealing with that.
Oh man, no, we're not doing an arts and crafts project.
You know, I don't got the stomach for this kind of thing, Mayor. We don't.
I was gonna
get
say
it.
make an axolotl.
Nope. I don't even know what that is.
Cut off his hands and feet, tied to his spinal column, still attached to the skull. Looks like a little axolotl.
Sometimes you ever
Some-
think, I wish I knew less about a certain subject. That's how I feel right now.
I've never done it. Okay, I was talking to a guy. I think he claimed to be from the Myriad. Didn't believe him, but he was talking about it. Seemed interesting.
You know, I feel like culturally we got some differences, Mary. You know, I'm sure glad to have you as a partner, and I don't ever want to hear about that ever again.
Well, maybe you won't have to hear about it if we're lucky. Maybe you get to see it.
Oh, God damn it.
3 a.m. strikes if there was a clock. I don't know. There's no clock. But you have the sense that it's about 3 a.m.
Yeah. Taking like a nap in the graveyard waiting for it. We'll like take turns watching. And get ready to go in.
You ascend the mausoleum stairs.
Yeah, so I'm going to have my light out, and I'm going to be checking like a motherfucker for traps.
Everybody roll me a perception. Let's do
boy.
an active perception.
Can Hootie do mine for me?
Of course.
Yes, that's way better. 22.
8. And then for the other guys as well? For the retainers?
No, that's fine. Well, for
Okay.
this sake, we have a 22 to work with.
That's fair.
So we'll say that Hootie notices. It doesn't seem that there's any like traps. What is noticeable though, as you kind of like, as Hootie kind of does a fly in and a fly out, that the mausoleum is like spotless inside, whereas most of the other gravestones you've seen, or even passing by some of the mausoleums, most of them look overrun, not well kept, but this one is oddly clean. But in that cleanliness, it doesn't seem that there's anything nefarious or a trap or anything, and it's easier to spot than maybe it would have been otherwise, but looks good.
Like how clean? So Tobin's curious enough to do a little investigating. Like really spotless, like the whole area is like really clean. So Tobin is, I don't know if Tobin's done this before, but Jason is wondering if Tobin can see signs of some sort of ooze or jelly.
No, there's like a couple specks of dirt here and there, particularly if you were paying close enough attention, Hootie might have noticed, but that 22 will say they did. The footprints of the cloaked figure still seem to be there. Some dirt fell off of the figure's boots and stuff. So it's not like abnormally clean, just relative to the other. It looks maintained, whereas none of the other ones look maintained.
It's clean for the inside of a mausoleum, you're saying?
Right. You would expect there to be a lot more dust, dirt, maybe some vines growing in there by now or something, but it's maintained, we'll say.
Somebody's living here or using it. It's getting regular traffic.
And has been for some time. Like this isn't a new thing, because it's not something you would have been able to clean like that overnight. We'll put it that way.
Got it. Great. Okay. I want to say in Thieves' Cant the same thing the other person said.
Don't mind the gloom to doom, which is a phrase that is an idiom that's used in Thieves' Cant. That's don't dwell on the dead. You're more likely to join them than they are to join you. So what's the use in thinking about it? It's sort of don't grieve. But it's a somewhat common phrase or an idiom that they use. And as you say that and touch the top of the coffin, as you saw through Hootie's eyes, the figure do, as it slides, seem like, and to the end is almost just like levitating next to the coffin. And as you look down, there's a ladder.
They got a whole nightclub down there, don't they?
I'm going up and in.
I think we found the other hole.
Oh yeah.
Make your way
I'm going
down.
in.
I'm entering the other hole.
Yeah, in through the outdoor. Nope, sorry.
There's 2 on the nose.
In a graveyard, though?
Nope, don't say that.
So you make your way down into the other hole. It is very dark. There's no light sources. I mean, it's been dark, but now even the sort of ambient light from the faraway torches are gone as you descend into nothingness.
Lantern time.
The lantern helps illuminate. What was everybody's? I'm just going to use your last one. It was 22 was the Hootie's
That was
perception?
Hootie's, yeah. Tobin's was way worse. So Tobin isn't good at seeing things. Hootie is great at seeing things.
Okay, I'm gonna say let's use yours for this. Hootie was good for flying around, but now this is you're there, so we'll use your roll. And what was your roll, Andrew?
I got an 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
Tobin just rolled 2 and got a 6. Sorry, I thought you were asking for me to roll.
No, that I was doing that while I was asking you to roll.
Okay, great.
Okay, yeah. So you make your way down into the ladder levels off to a floor. It's a hallway with stone walls. They're a little rough. Like it's not like a hallway. There are rounded parts coming out as this is clearly carved into some stone in the bedrock because you did go quite a ways down. But there's just a hallway-ish, structure and a door at the far end.
Light coming in from under the door? Is it like a heavy stone door? Is it
It
a wood
is
door?
it is a heavy stone door, and it is kind of hard to see through the crack as it does go almost flush with the ground below it. Hard to tell from the other end of the hallway if there's no obvious light coming out, but it's also you can't see much of a gap to know.
All right. I look back at Merrick. Check for... Maybe I'll just make sure there's no traps and you can head in. What do you think?
Probably not a bad idea. You think this was always like this?
Well, I don't know. My first time coming in, but...
No, I mean, do you think there was a normal sarcophagus at one point?
No, I must imagine they built it like this, right? Like you figure somebody built a mausoleum that they intended as a hiding spot, and Falchion found it and used it for something. This place has been, Eurosa and crime go together like pickles and salmon. It's just kind of one of those things. You always got them together.
Oh man, you're making me hungry again. Kinda makes you wonder, though. What was this built for originally?
I imagine hiding stuff would be my guess, but I say we find out.
I guess.
We'll see what
Brave
sort of
shot,
stuff they
though.
got in it when they're done. Feel like there's going to be some stories here. Is it okay if I check for traps?
Yeah.
So I'm going to use my lantern so I can see, and I'm going to investigate the hell around that door.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say roll me investigation, and this will be. Yep. Go ahead.
Yes. That is 22.
As you're making your way down the hallway, sweeping with your lantern, you do notice a tripwire about halfway down the hallway.
Okay. Great. Yeah. I just step over it and I'll let the other folks know. Actually, no, I'm going to take out my thieves' tool. I'm going to cut it.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a check with the thieves' tool, dexterity.
Oh, that's going to be really high. I don't know. It's way over a 20.
Yeah, yes. It was a DC 15. So yes, yeah, you definitely. It wasn't a super complicated trap, but this is somebody who knows what they're doing that put this here. But you've dealt with worse, and with just a couple snips and turns, the wire is disarmed.
Was it an arrow trap or like an alarm?
Yeah. So you looking at it, you see some holes in the walls, like right above the trap. Looks like it was likely an arrow or dart that would fire out.
Okay.
If that were tripped.
Okay, great.
And you make your way to the door.
Yeah. Same thing, checking the door, seeing if there's any traps.
I'm just going to use your same roll. What was it? 20
27.
plus? Yeah, it's fine. Door looks good.
After you.
All right.
Just cracks his knuckles and goes to push the stone doors.
It's heavy, but you are strong. Stronger than you would imagine that little cloaked figure was. So it's more effort than most doors, but without too much of a hassle, you start to slide it. And it moves. It is noisy, however, as it makes a grating sound as it brushes up against the ground, but it slides. You hear what? What's that? What was that?
Sword and dagger out for Tobin, by the way.
Yeah, I assume that you are ready. Have you put your lantern away?
Oh, no, never mind. Just sword.
Just sword? Okay, sword and lantern. And yeah, so you hear the what was, and then quiet down. And you just hear some murmurs coming, and some footsteps approaching towards the door.
I tap on like your upper calf and go, 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 go.
Yeah, I got this. Don't worry. I'll talk our way through it.
The footsteps grow nearer. You arm yourselves in preparation.
Can I, if there's like if we think they're coming in a direction, is there like a doorway I can hide by?
There's, from what you can see, there's the doorway that you all are in. And looking into the room, it looks like there are a few cots at the far side of the room where you start to see some movement. And other than that, there's a door on either side, but that room is almost completely, it's just two cots.
Two cots.
Two cots in the far side of the room.
The footsteps aren't
doors.
coming from inside the room. They come from outside the room.
Correct. The footsteps are coming from somewhere else. You see movement on the cots. You hear footsteps coming from deeper in there, presumably from one of those side rooms. Difficult to tell which one due to the echo of the stone thing that's there.
So not from behind us, but from
Correct. Right.
deeper in.
From
Okay.
deeper in the room, you hear some footsteps.
How wide again was these set of stone doors?
We'll say it's a 5-foot door.
Oh,
Like just big enough for one person to go through.
well, I could kind of body block the door so they can't get out to the rest of you if you want to like range attack them.
Well, so what I was thinking is we just go in and try and kill those people while they're sleeping, or stab them anyway.
That's an option.
Let's move fast. I'd rather hit fast and hard. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like we just rush in, hit fast and hard, and then
Absolutely.
yeah.
Just
If you're
fight
gonna
our way
if you're
through the
gonna
whole
go
thing.
into the other hole, you go in fast, you go in hard, and, like relentless. You know what I'm saying?
Don't let them know it's coming. It's the surprise that makes it
Oh
fun.
my
It's a
god.
surprise, right? You gotta can't have any mercy on the other hole. Is all I'm saying.
There's no time for lube.
Well, there's always anyway. It doesn't matter.
There's always time for. Oh.
Staying on target, guys. Getting your minds out of the gutter. We're talking about a
Are
military
we sure that wasn't
operation.
the target?
Uh, yeah. Could we try and get a jump on him?
Absolutely. As you force your way into the room quickly, quietly, swiftly. We'll find out next time how this plays out.
Nice.
We'll begin next session with an initiative roll and some action-packed who knows what.
Oh,
I'm so
boy.
excited.
Snapping
But,
the necks of some sleepy boys.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for watching the first episode of Chains of Tyranny, a Best Left Buried spin-off mini-series. Thank you again to my amazing players for joining me, and you can find out what happens next Saturday from 8:30 to 11:30 Central Time right here. In the meantime, click all the little buttons and go find another friend, because now you new friend, the one that joined at the beginning, you go find a friend, just one, and join us next Saturday, 8:30 to 11:30 to figure out what happens next.
Yeah. And if you tell two friends and then they tell two friends and they tell two friends, I mean, that's 10 people right there or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, so also our chat is going to be popping next time because everybody has their friends in there, so you don't want to miss that. So next week, Saturday, 8:30 to 11:30, right here.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
See you, folks.
everybody.
Bye.